So I have already tested around 7 different Bluetooth headphones, headsets, something like this. So I have 5 here with me. I had 2 others, but I gave them away already to family members. And I can tell you, choosing the right ones, it's really tough. And probably the my advice to you is buy a bit more expensive, buy once and forget then about buying more, because I have spent now quite a lot of money. So I started from kind of a cheaper ones, and just in case to taste the waters, but really it's usually a good idea to start with the expensive ones, especially now when there are so many models and they are well established on the market. When I started, they were just showing up on the market some 2 years ago, and now there are too many, or a lot of them. So what do you need to be looking for? So I think the most important thing is find ones that are least annoying. This is serious. You might think that sound quality is best, or I don't know, some extra buttons, presses, volume control or something, but it's not. It's how pleasant they are to use. Basically, the less annoying the better. So if in that category, my first choice would be Inac Fire F1. They're really good. They connect very fast. They're not necessarily the fastest in the world, by around 5 to 7 seconds from taking out of the box and putting them in the ears, and they're connected to the phone already. Obviously, I need to pair them previously. So I'm going to assume that I have paired all of them previously. I put them in the ears. They fit very well. I only need 2, 3, maybe 5 seconds to kind of find the best position, and they give me very good sound quality, really nice bass, not too boomy actually, which some people might not like, but if you like a good bass that's not too boomy but actually pleasant, then these are very good. And obviously the higher frequencies are great as well. And what I like about these, and I think what you should be looking for as well, is you can do a few things by tapping. So double tap to pause and play, but next song and previous song, just holding and pressing this. This is a touch button, so I don't need to press it, which is nice. Holding it for 2 seconds, previous song on the other ear, next song. So when I touch them and move them around, there is no accidental activation of any activity, and this is very important, as opposed to, for example, those i12 ones, very, very cheap imitation of AirPods. I put them in my ears and they will be just annoying. If I want to change the position a little bit, they will start getting activated, pause, next song, or some other things, will get triggered. Really annoying. So avoid, unless you're in a super tight budget. The music quality is really poor. I don't know how much I paid for them, £15 or 12. I can't remember. They're really cheap. Sound quality is not great. So for music, not good. For everything else, they could be all right. But again, they are also very annoying. When I put them in the box, they will not switch off. Sometimes they might, but most of the time they will not switch off, which means the audio is hijacked from my phone. I can't use my phone. I need to, I don't know, disconnect the manual in the phone, which is annoying, or try to press them for 5, 10 seconds to make them switch off, or close the box, take them out, in, out. So no, it's very annoying. Now, for sound quality, the best ones I have, I think, are these by Muesli, the kind of some new brand, Muesli, and the model is G4, and they look nice. They come with green and with black hooks as well. I don't have them to hand, but normal black hooks, and by the way, you can remove the hooks and they will also fit nicely. The hooks obviously give you extra security for running, so they will not fall off. However, if you want extra security, this is another strange thing. For me, at least in my ears, I need to move the hook backwards, which means the ear canal opens and suddenly the sound quality is not great, and I can hear more noises from the outside, which is a good safety feature, kind of a convenience, but the sound quality suffers. So again, you decide. The other annoying thing about this one is the moment I open, it connects to my phone, and when I put them back in the box, they will not disconnect. I need to close the lid and then they will disconnect, which is really annoying. However, on the plus side, they are super fast. I open the box and after 2 seconds only, they are already connected to my phone and ready to play. really good thing. However, taking them out of the box, it's a bit difficult, and they will not play the music when they are in the box, even though the phone thinks that they are playing. So that's the thing. Now they have a touch buttons, so I need to press them. And what's annoying about it is that it takes a bit of power, strength, so it's a bit annoying pressing against ears, especially if you need to do it many times. On the plus side, they have a volume control, which is again not some pressing like crazy, but simply press and hold, volume goes up, press and hold, volume goes down. So they are also my recommendation, but again, much more annoying than the INAC-FI F1. Then we have J29. They are sold by many brands or under many brand names. They have a very good sound quality, not as good as these two. However, they have a very boomy bass. If you like boomy bass, you will be satisfied with these. So more boomy bass than these ones, but less boomy than these, and these have also nicer bass, or similar kind of level of being boomy, but this one's nicer. So these are also a bit annoying because they don't fit well in the box. If I take them out, it's sometimes a bit of an effort to put them properly. I need to make sure that I adjust them, otherwise they will not disconnect. And even then, if I put them together and they are lighting up like this, still they might not disconnect from the phone. So that's annoying. Again, I put them in the box. Somebody calls me, I answer, and I can't hear them. They can't hear me, or they can hear me because maybe I'm holding this close somewhere. It's just annoying. It's super annoying. Same thing happens. Yeah, so you see, so this means this one is charged. This one is still charging. I can press this button to switch it off. Yeah, whatever. Then again, unbranded T301, similar story. Now these are a bit weird ones. How did they do it? So I was tempted, I bought them, and it turns out that they have this funny thing. This thing goes to this ear, so when I take it out of the box, it goes kind of across. Instead of going to this ear, it goes across. These are the first ones that do it, So all the others, I take them from the box. If I take it from the right side, it goes to the right ear, and left side, left ear, and here this is the other way around. Very strange and annoying as well. And also when I put them back, they don't always disconnect from the phone either, which is annoying, even though the box is fully charged. Oh, now it's not even, oh yeah, sometimes it's showing that it's charged, and I close it, it might show as well, but usually when I open it, somehow there is this I don't know if it's a magnet or something, they detect when I open it and close. Okay, anything else when choosing the headphones? Yes, so annoyance, number one, sound quality, and spend more money than you think you can afford. That's, with so many things, I have tested the theory, whether it's a microphone, whether it's a camera. If you're buying something that you're planning to use, or smartwatch, if you're buying something that you're planning to use every day or very often, buy more expensive. In the long run, in a year's time, if you spend 10, 20 or even 50 quid more than you think you could afford, in the long run, it doesn't make any difference to your budget, to your annual budget. And if you need to save money, you'll find savings, you'll buy less coffee or something, and everything's gonna be fine. But buy more expensive, get higher quality of sound, less annoyance, and better brand. And as I said, did I say it already? No, I didn't. INAC-FI is a brand that seems to me like they are very dedicated to, what do you call it? Quality and customer satisfaction. Quality, first of all. So they have very good, all the products, they seem to have very good ratings on Amazon. And I can see this one is well made. They also have a box that's really well made and says quality. It's only 60 quid, but the box is, high quality. You've got those extra things on the box. I know it makes the production of the box much more expensive when you add, shiny things on the box like this. Inside they also have extra some customer card, satisfaction, lovely kind of branded card. Can I get it out of the box maybe quickly to show you? The manual is nice. They have oh yeah, something like this. It just shows that they actually pay attention to quality, and I hope that translates also to a good customer service, warranty service, and everything else. So that's what I would be looking at: brand perception, how well the brand wants to convince you that they are really good by showing that they care about quality, even if the product is not necessarily the greatest. But as a package, I think these Inac Fire F1, they are my favorite ones, because of the convenience. Put them quickly, I can put them quickly in the ears, walk away, and that's it. A second place would be these, because very great sound quality and super fast, but again annoying with that box a little bit. But again, the box is also lovely, kind of soft touch, very pleasant, so that is a nice surprise. And then these two, I would be like thinking, which one shall I go for? Sometimes I take these with me, sometimes this. I mean, before, these I bought recently, and these I've been using for, I don't know, half a year now. And sometimes I take these, sometimes these. Usually I take these because I think I like the shape of this box. Funnily enough, it kind of slips nicely into my pockets, whether it's in the jacket or in the trousers. Whereas this one is kind of similar thickness. It seems like it's a bigger thickness, but it's really kind of the same. There might be a millimeter difference, I've checked. Whereas here, this one is much smaller, but because of that kind of a nice optimized shape, this is kind of, I don't know, nicer. And also, these are easier to lose. They can fall out of the pocket, maybe easy, I don't know, but somehow I prefer these a little bit. And also I think they are more reliable in this disconnecting from a phone when I put them back, than these, for example. Now, the other thing I just thought about, well, it's very important now. I thought about it and now I forgot about this. Sound quality, yes, the volume. Actually, the volume, these are the loudest actually out of all of them. So if you really need a very loud volume because either your recording is not very quiet or because you're on a train, these are the best ones, and they handle the loud volumes very well. However, surprisingly, there was one song I was testing that had some very strange sounds, and these handled them best. They provided the kind of a cleanest sound. But other than that, I think these are my favorite regarding sound quality. So again, I will be testing these two in the next, half a year, however long I'm gonna be testing them for, using them, and maybe I'll make another video. But here's my summary of what you can expect from different headphones and headsets. Now, I haven't spoken about the conversations on the phone. To be fair, I don't really talk a lot on the phone, and when I do, I usually take my either put my phone directly or I use my wired headset. That's, for me, it's my favorite, simply because the microphone is close to my mouth, and I think it's funny, when the microphone is in my ear as well. It's kind of strange because people won't hear me very well. I need to speak loud, or I need to do something like this, or take the one with the microphone. And I need to remember which one has a microphone, because they never tell you, or hardly ever. None of those tell you actually on the device itself, this is the one with the microphone. So I need to remember which one it is, or I need to ask the person, can you hear me now better, or can you hear me now better? So it's important, I think, to have it labeled on the device. If not, you would need to either remember it. Well, if you only have one pair, you probably can remember. But anyway, talking on to those, it's not really good unless you are in a room. And even then, when I'm in this room and I'm using those, at least, so I've tested this with, I think, these two. When people call me and I speak to them, this is just room and it's quiet, and people say that they can hear me kind of not really well. I mean, they can, but if the quality of the connection drops a little bit, they can't, and they just, can't hear me well, and I need to swap to my wired headphones, and I think that's the best option. I can just have the microphone right next to my mouth, not directly, but next to it, so people can hear me clearly, even though the microphone might not be great. But anyway, I wouldn't expect a great microphone on any of these anyway. So I'm gonna, maybe I'll test calling sometime later, and I'll tell you. Now, there is a limitation of all these headphones, two limitations, unfortunately, regarding Bluetooth. One is typical to Android. and the other one is typical to Bluetooth. I'm not sure about how it is on iOS. It could be different, but on Android, Android will not allow you to use a microphone from these things for anything else than phone calls. So you can use it on phone calls, for normal phone call, on WhatsApp or other connectors, messengers. Um, but if you want to record, I don't know, audio, it's very difficult. Maybe there might be an audio app that will bypass somehow Android and will allow you to record from Bluetooth. But then a video, forget about it. It's not gonna happen. I haven't been able to achieve that even with open camera, which allows external microphones easily, and whereas to other cameras may not. So for example, I think now from iOS, not iOS, what I'm saying, Android 10 and ME 10 on Huawei, I think now I'm able to use actually finally the external microphone with the built-in camera in my phone, but Android 9 I was not able, and I had to use open camera for that, which is annoying and strange. The other thing is the Bluetooth limitation. There is actually a certain delay between the sound. So something happens on the phone and you get the sound with a delay of half a second, sometimes a second. But let's say half a second. That means really impossible to enjoy videos, watch any videos, because someone opens the mouth and the sound you can hear it after half a second, which is a bit too long. Normally 1/10 of a second is what our brains can kind of adjust and synchronize, but anything below 1/10 of a second, it's unacceptable. It's funny for most people, at least. So this is a limitation of Bluetooth, so don't expect it to be any different unless your headset has got low latency protocol built in. I don't know how reliable they are. So aptX that this one has, there is a version of aptX that's low latency. I don't know if it's actually used in any mobile phones. I haven't checked it out actually. Yeah, it's a good idea. I need to check it. So anyway, you can do your own research. Now you know what to look for. So latency, aptX, the quality of the sound, Bluetooth 5 or 5.1, which is really important to make sure that there is a good connectivity, that you don't drop the signal, and also that your brain is not fried. With because Bluetooth 5.0 and higher uses much lower power than the previous generation. So even though it uses the 2.4 gigahertz frequency, the same as most Wi-Fi's at the moment, the power is much lower, so it doesn't fry your brain so much, especially Bluetooth 5.0 and higher. So Bluetooth 5.0 is my recommendation. Today you have to have 5.0. It's just a standard Bluetooth 5.0 in this type of devices. aptX, that's a good thing. It gives you higher sound quality. At least the signal is of higher quality. Then how that signal is played by actually the headset, the headphones themselves, it's a different story, but at least you get higher quality signal to your headphones. So that's important. And the annoyance factor, the lowest annoyance the better. So again, pressing and holding, just touch interfaces are much better than those buttons, unless they are kind of implemented in a clever way. And connectivity to the phone, they need to reliably connect to the phone, which most of them do, and they need to reliably disconnect when you put them in the box. That's like super important, because it's so frigging annoying, like you have no idea. If it doesn't disconnect reliably every time you put it back in the box, it's a no-go. So I would say J29, they suffer from this issue. They are not reliable, but they give you fairly good sound quality for your money. But again, they cost 20, 30 pounds. I think it's much better to spend 40 or 60 quid and buy something more expensive and reliable. These ones, the cheapest one, just forget about them. Just don't buy them unless you need something super cheap for just listening to whatever. But just don't buy them, okay? And then these ones, they're okay. T301 model, they're okay. But again, Depends on the price, obviously. Depends on the price. Okay, fair enough. For your first headphones headset, you could buy a cheap one of that you think would be suitable to test it to see how you like it, and then only then buy something really expensive, maybe, you know. For example, maybe find something that's really expensive that you would like, and then find something much cheaper that's very, very similar, and then buy the cheap version to test to see how you would like that kind of a setup, and then buy the more expensive ones. Or buy the more expensive ones, test them for a week. If you don't like them, just return them. Today it's easy to return things, so well, I don't like returning, and many people don't like returning, and others are okay with, you know, buying and just returning. That's fine, you know. So I hope that was useful, guys. If you have any questions, ask them below the video. I will try to answer them within a day, but sometimes that's not possible. So you know how life is, and also that I might miss some comments. So thanks for watching. Of course, subscribe and like the video, why not, and share it with others. Have a great one. Take care.